Hi guys, my name's Emma. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to do a collage in Escape to Oz from Good Wives and Warriors. And I thought instead of just doing it, I'll film myself do it and have a little chat with you guys and explain what I'm doing, because I know that some people have asked me how I do certain things when I'm collaging and colouring in books. So hopefully you can stick with me and see what happens. And to be completely honest with you, it's a bit of an erratic experience when I collage because I'm all over the place, but that's the way I work and I do enjoy it. So as everyone knows, Escape to Oz is a colouring in book about Wizard of Oz. So the page that I've decided to do is, sorry, there's all lots of business going on in here, but it's just this one here. So it's the one where the house has been picked up on the cyclone, and I've coloured in the background, and I haven't finished though. I've got lots more shading to do, but I thought I'll just get in there and do the rest, and then I can do the shading and everything at the end. So what my plans was to make it a bit of a dinosaur scene. So I wanted to have some dinosaurs coming out. I also had decided maybe I'll have some kids or people on here, maybe interacting some way with the dinosaurs, maybe feeding them or patting them, whatever I can find that will work like that. And then I was really keen to change the background as well. I could colour it in, but I wanted to add something else and see how I go with that. So, you know, with the back pages of both of these, I am not too bothered. So my plan with this one is I do like this back page, but what I was going to do is I will have to cut this up, but I was thinking then I'm going to go over it and do a full collage starting from new of something Wizard of Oz related. And then this side I'll leave as is, because this side actually looks okay as a single page. So, but I didn't want to get rid of the two double pages. With this one here, this collage here has been collaged onto the back of through here, and I'm going to just collage on here. I'm not fussed about this anyway. I don't like repetitive patterns, mandala type things. So it's something I would never colour in. So in the end, when I've done both pages, what I will do is I'll just glue them together and it will just be a page like this. So you won't even notice that it was there. Okay, so let's get into showing you what I actually have to use. So I've been looking for everything. With my backgrounds, this is the background that I've thought about using. And it does, when you do put it in here, it doesn't fit perfectly. So it will have a little bit of a white line around here, which I actually like. I actually enjoy that. But these will go together here. It was actually quite difficult to find a background that was long, because I needed a background that was really long, that joined in the middle. So this actually worked out really well. And I actually think these lines will look great. And if I need to, because I'm actually going to end up cutting this house completely out, I can put this wherever I want on the page. So if I need to move it a little bit that way or a little bit that way, I can, which will help with the dinosaurs when I'm having them interacting. So there's those ones. So they're the pictures I've chosen for the back. And then what I have for the front, so I've got this dinosaur here. I just cut out that dinosaur tail just in case I needed it. I wasn't sure if I did. Also have this dinosaur here, and I think this one's really good with the long neck. So I might have this somewhere here and it can interact in here. And then also with the other one with the long neck, it can be coming from in here. I can take this tree out. I just left it in there if I want, and then someone could be interacting here, or I can have it here and someone could be interacting with it here. And then I did cut this out, but I don't think I was going to use that because I was thinking about having a big dinosaur head maybe coming in here, but I think that will just ruin the composition and it's too big. But I'm really happy with those two dinosaurs that I've got. And then with the little people, because I will need some little people to put into the house. So with the little people, I've just got these little things cut out here. I've got some bits and bobs from other things. I've got this that I might put in the sky. So it's just a pterodactyl and it's the same type of size as the other one. So that will work. What do we have? Oh, I also have this tiny little bear that I was thinking maybe I can put on the porch also. I've got this pictures here. So I've got this little girl that can be touching the dinosaur, and I've also got this clown that can be touching the dinosaur. I did cut out this deer. Thought I might use that, but I've changed my mind now. I also cut out this Las Vegas sign that I was going to put somewhere. I was going to try and fit somewhere in the garden area here, but I'll hold on to that. I'm not sure I'm going to use that or not, but I'll just hold on to it just in case. These little kids here that I can cut out, and I can have them poking out the window. You really just have to try them and see how they all work. The other idea was I did have monkeys. I'm not sure if I'm going to use them, and I don't think I will, but I did cut them out just in case. I also had a giraffe that I was going to maybe add in there with the dinosaurs or something different, because those dinosaurs have nice long necks, and so does the giraffe. And then my other idea, which I'm not sure is going to work, but was to have, so I've got these guys here riding. I've got quite a few pictures, and I was thinking if I can have them riding the dinosaurs too, which will be pretty cool. So lots of ideas. I'm not necessarily going to use them all, but usually what I do when I start my collage is I'll find what page I'm going to collage. I'll go through all my books, and literally I'll just grab anything that I think might work. And then I'll take them all out, cut them all out, go through quite a lot of them, get rid of all the other things. So I had a lot more than that, but I got rid of a lot of the ideas that wouldn't all work with each other. And then the main thing is just playing when you actually do it and see what works. Okay, so let's start doing it. So the first thing we need to do is cut the background out. So the first thing we'll do is cut these backgrounds out first. I'll do them a little bit bigger than they are, and then we will put them in later. So I've just got my metal ruler so it doesn't slip around, and just my X-Acto knife. Basically, I want it like this at the top, but then I want it to completely cover the bottom. I did want the sides to be the same, but I've buggered that up now. So, okay, I'll cut the house out first. Also, when I'm cutting out, guys, bear with me. Sometimes you'll have my head in frame. It's really hard to get to the detailed bits without sticking my head in the frame. Okay, I've been thinking about it, and I was trying to cut it out, and it was a little bit tricky. So what I've decided to do is to cut down here to start with, just so I can... It's really scary, this, because you don't want to ruin the rest of the book. You do want to get rid of it, though, and you don't want that bit left in there, but you can cover that up with collage. So just grab my scissors and just cut that bit off. I have two things I can do now. Is I can cut that whole page off. I could just use this page as a second page, and then just stick this down onto this on top of this page with the cover on it, which I might actually end up doing. And then I'll cut across and down this one and just stick a piece of paper on there. Easiest way, I think, is to do it this way. So if I just cut down here, and hopefully not ruin the book. So I've cut that down, maybe not. Cut it down this way as well. Oh, so there we go. So that's there. Doesn't look great, but don't worry, when it's all collage, it'll be fine. And then I'll go in and trim this all up, but that will take a bit of time, so I'll do that off camera. Okay, so now I've actually cut that out. This will be my base page for the back of this. So I'll stick that on there, and I'll stick the background over this. You won't see any of this. So now I will just get on to cutting this. Okay, there's that one cut out. So that would just stick on here, but I can't stick it on yet because I'll need to cut. I'll have to make sure I do all the cutting in here before I stick it down, because otherwise I'll be cutting through to here. So the next thing I need to do is put the picture on. So I'll need a straight line down here. So you can see what it would look like. So it would look like this. But then I've also left a space there, which is a bit annoying. I've cut it a little bit too small. And to be honest, I don't hate that. When I actually look at it, I don't hate it, but it's just not, don't think it's big enough. What I need to do now is cut this one out. So this really is the hardest part, because the last thing you want to do is accidentally cut a million pages out of your book. So just cut down to, see, so I just want it down to there. First things first, I'll just cut this out so it's not in the way, and then I can actually get to doing the other bit. I'll just pop my cutting mat underneath here. I've got this really nice thin, I've got a big cutting mat, but I use this one mostly. It's a really nice thin cutting mat, so it can fit under the pages really nicely. So I'll just start by cutting this bit out here so I can get rid of this part out of the way. There we go. Okay, so in the end, after I've placed them all down, that is what it will kind of look like. I've decided not to use the Las Vegas sign, because I think that's a little bit too much. And the people actually on the horses, I'm not sure if I'm going to use them. I haven't even thought about trying that. I don't know if it'll be a bit too much, but I'll cut him out. Okay. So we would have him on this side, if we did have him. So he would be here like this. So, no, I don't think so. I don't think we need the men on the, I don't think we need the men. And now the next step is to start arranging them. Also have to start like cutting in and out, overlapping them and making them go over and under. So I think I'll do that next. Glue them down and then see where we go from there. There we go. I want to make sure I match these lines up perfectly. Okay. So there we go. It's all stuck down. Looks terrible at the moment. At the end, I can just trim off these little bits when they're dry to make it straight. So with this, you're going to find you'll get situations like this. That's super tricky. You can't glue them down. It won't work. There's no place to glue. So what I'll do is I'll just get a scrap piece of paper. Literally just cut a scrap piece of paper out. I will glue the little corners. So there'll be a little corner here and a little corner here that will probably be able to glue down. So I know that I want that like that. Let's turn around and have a look. So, okay, so I'm happy with that. So then I get this piece of paper I'll glue just the top here because I don't want to go over the, and I'll just stick that over the top so you can't see it on the other side. See, like this? That's going to hold that in place for me. And I'll just cut it smaller. And then sometimes I will, if I'm a bit worried about it flopping around, just grab some sticky tape and I'll just sticky tape it down. Like that. So there you go. They're stuck on there. They're not going to come out. I will have to stick something in the background in here. So I'm just looking through my pieces of paper. I'm just finding something that I can just stick in the background of here. Doesn't really matter what it is. It just needs some sort of something so it's not see-through into the background of the... So maybe this green, that makes it look different. So I don't want to lose this because I might be able to use this for something else. So I'll just cut around that and I'll keep that in my pictures. The lamb, and I'll use this here. Okay, so I'm going to just stick this on the back here just so it covers that up. I told you I'll make a massive mess. I honestly make the biggest mess when I'm... There is no rhyme or reason to the way I do it. I just go with the flow. Okay, so there we go. All done. Alrighty, took a while. We got there in the end. So I'm not going to stick the kids on yet because I need to actually figure out exactly where everyone's going to go. Stick the giraffe behind here. So I'm just going to cut, just with my Stanley knife, I'm just going to cut here, just around here. Also some of these little leaves, just so I can tuck the giraffe underneath them. The giraffe is quite wide, his body's quite long, so I will need to go out quite far, so we'll see how we go. So I've cut all these. You've got to be careful you don't rip them. And what I'll do is I'll just come from underneath and I'll just pull the giraffe's head through there. And then I can just pull, see how much I can fit and how high that is. So I'm definitely going to need a little bit more height. So I'll just cut this all the way. It's just this here is stopping it. So I cut this all the way out. I'll be able to pull it through as far as I can. So there's that. Whoop. All right. So there we go. We can do it that way now. So I actually think that's a bit better. So we can move that the way we want to, but the other one we might not be able to move. I'll just find the other dinosaurs. Where have I put them? Okay, so here's the other dinosaurs and the little girl, which is the one that, the thing that's most important, I think, is this dinosaur and the little girl. Okay, so we need this dinosaur to be able to fit through here. And then the little girl. Okay, So the other thing we need to do is we need to stick this dinosaur on. So we're going to have the dinosaur around here. So we need to work out what we want to stick it behind. And I actually like everything that's happening here. So we might need to just draw a cut around here. And we'll have it coming from behind these trees, I think. These plants. Sorry, these flowers. So that's a good spot for it. I can move it around from there. I can move it out here, up there, back there. It's a good spot. Once I figure out where I'm going to put it, I'll probably cut around these little trees here. I'll probably cut around these here and pop some in front of him. So he's a bit more layering. So it looks like he's actually behind everything, not in front of everything. So that one was super easy. All right, I've changed my mind. So we're going to have this dinosaur on this side, this dinosaur on this side, and then we're not going to, I'm not sure about the giraffe, but we're going, because it's just too much, I think I'm just going to put the pterodactyl here. So I think this one works better here. The kids are looking down on it, which works better. Luckily, I didn't cut too much off. And then this one here. And then the tree that I had, the tree that I cut before, I might have this little girl holding it. So she's feeding him some food. Okay, figured it out. All right. So next job, I think, is to stick this fella down here. I'm happy with where he is. So we're going to do that thing again where I'm going to put a little glue on his neck, just on this part of his neck, because I'm not happy to glue him down to the page yet. So just on that part of the neck, I can muck around with him a little bit and move him. There we go. And then on the back here, that's where I'll pop just a ripped piece of paper like I did last time, just to keep it in place. So I'll just pop this over here, and then that will hold everything down. This here, I'll need to put a piece there. There. So you see here, where I've cut it, but it hasn't gone there. You can't glue that at the moment. So I'll just stick this glued piece over the top, and that will just keep it in place, just while I'm fiddling with it and moving things around. And then when it gets glued down to the page, it will glue down properly. Okay. Let's get my scissors and trim this off. Make sure it's nice and straight, because that's going to be at the bottom of the page. So there we go. That dinosaur is up and running. So now we need to glue this on. I'm a bit worried about putting this, the building across the page. I don't know how it will work. I could maybe just slice this and just put that across the page. I think that's what I'll do. So I will just put it on the angle that I want, and I'm just going to go ahead and slice it and see how we go. So we're just going to cut that off and stick it up here. I have found if you paste over through the middle, it gets big bubbles in it because of the this part of the book, and it doesn't work, and it will just ruin it. So you do need to cut it. So I'll just cut it and glue it in like that. But first of all, I'll glue this side down so I get it exactly where I want it. I'm just pulling the book up so I can get it right in there into the crease. And let's, okay. So the best way we're going to flatten this is pop this page under here. Get another clean page over the top of this one and then lean right in. You will find too, after you've done it all, there will be after it's all dry, there will be little bits, because there's so many intricate bits, you need to go through and just put some extra little glue behind little tiny bits to make them stay. So with this collage here, some of these little bits here were coming up, so I had to put some extra glue later just to make sure it was in the right place. Otherwise they will rip off. There we go. So that's that side. Collage done. Okay. I'm not going to stick that down yet because I'm not sure if I'm going to put the dinosaur's head behind it. So let's have a look at this. Okay. So I think it makes sense being behind it, but it looks better being in front. So I'll put it in front because you can't really see the dinosaur's head, otherwise you can't really see what's going on. And that's really the bit of the storytelling that I want to show. So I'll stick this where it's supposed to go. There we go. Sorry guys, my battery completely ran out while I was filming and I didn't realise. And I know it's a super rookie mistake, but I'm still new to this, so I guess I'm just going to have to see that as a lesson learnt. There's actually been quite a few lessons learnt in this video, but that's okay, we're getting there. So thanks heaps for sticking with me so far. So obviously I've missed some of the stuff at the end when I was sticking it down, which is a bummer, but I can go through what actually didn't record with you, and it actually isn't that much. So the first thing I did that you haven't seen is I just popped these kids on here. Just pop the little girl and the boy, sorry. I also, if you noticed, I cut his and her legs off just so the perspective is correct. Because you're looking up, if you had her feet there, it would look odd. So I did it so this perspective looks correct and she kind of looks the right height. With this dinosaur down here, I can't if you remember, at the beginning, he had a big tree attached to him that he was eating. So what I did was I cut that tree up. I used those leaves and I popped them in here. So if you can see, I put them so it looks like the little girl's holding the leaves and feeding this dinosaur up here. And so the dinosaur's munching on the leaves. I thought that was really cute. What else did I do? I put the pterodactyl on as well. Oh, also I did this here. I did mention I was going to do this, but you didn't get to see it in the video. So you know how I said I was just going to cut around here and put it in front of the dinosaur's neck, just to give it a little bit of more perspective and a little bit more depth. So there really wasn't that much left that I had to do with the collage. And I actually think it worked out really well. I think everything looks good. I think this is really cute here where she's feeding the dinosaur. And I didn't put too much in there because I didn't want you to have to look at your eyes going everywhere. But there's a bit of a story behind it too, which I really like. So I'm seriously nearly finished. All I have to do now is I usually get a black Prismacolor and I'll just go around where you would usually see some shadows, like around here and all in here. So I'll just have to do that. I also have to finish off colouring in the house. I haven't really done any shading on there. There's a couple of things here that I have to colour in that I haven't done. Also thinking of putting some white dots with Posca just in the sky here. Apart from that, it's completely finished. So hopefully I'll have it all done for my end of this month video. My favourite thing is the background. I really, really liked how it turned out. I like that it's like a dull colour. It's quite muted colours, so it looks like the foreground really pops and the background falls back, which is really good. And I think that that's what gives it a lot of depth. So thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate you sticking with me all the way, even with all my lighting situations and my other mishaps I have. I'm still learning, and I really appreciate you guys supporting me and being there for me. And I really love all the really nice supportive comments that I'm getting from everyone as well. So everyone, I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll get some more videos to you next week, hopefully. Okay, bye.